Hey, what's up everybody, it's the People's Crypto. I'm back again with another video. We have some interesting new developments in the cryptocurrency space, but before we dive in, please keep in mind that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research and please seek out a financial advisor with a background in cryptocurrencies or digital assets. Alright, so it's been quite some time since I did a video, but a lot of things have happened in the cryptocurrency space, and I'm going to just briefly touch upon some of these stories as they're pretty relevant to the Bitcoin supply and the cryptocurrency space. The first story that we have is Max Keiser. We are seeing the education of a new Bitcoiner with Ray Dalio. If you don't know, Ray Dalio is one of the most successful hedge fund managers in U.S. history. He has his own fund, which is Bridgewater Associates, which he founded in 1975. Mr. Ray Dalio is not a fan of Bitcoin, surprisingly. As you know, everyone is at the beginning, because I think even at one point in time, I wasn't necessarily sold on Bitcoin because I was like, the government would never allow this thing. But then, as I did research and went down a rabbit hole and figured out fiat was created completely out of nothing and not backed by anything, then I was like, wait a minute, there might be something here with Bitcoin. And I believe Ray Dalio is starting to experience that as well. And the reason being is his peers, Stan Druckenmiller and Paul Tudor Jones III, they have all taken positions in Bitcoin, and those positions that they took earlier in the year have performed exceptionally well. So Mr. Ray Dalio does not want to miss out on the action, so he sent out a tweet and said maybe he's missing something about Bitcoin and he would love for the community to help him understand. Max Keiser reached out to him and, sent some tweets to try to help him understand what it is that he's missing out in Bitcoin. And trust me on this one, he will be buying Bitcoin very soon if he hasn't already. And this was just a couple of days ago, so I'm pretty sure his Bridgewater Associates have started taking a small position, maybe 5 or 10% in Bitcoin. And I'm pretty sure he's going to take a percentage in Bitcoin as well. And he's going to wait it out and see what happens over the next couple of months. And I can assure you, if Bitcoin starts to spike in price, he will be taking an even larger position. And this is like the funny trend that's going on. It's like a lot of these billionaires now are openly exploring or coming out and saying that they have Bitcoin already. They either want to take a position or they're coming out and say they already have a position in Bitcoin. Now, as the price continues to spike, they'll continue to purchase more Bitcoin. Now, the problem with that is this. The average person, you and I, we're probably going to get priced out of ever owning one Bitcoin, because what's eventually going to happen is you're going to have a 30, 40, 50, and possibly a $100,000 Bitcoin, and it's going to go to the moon. Now, I must warn you, when these crazy Bitcoin prices start to happen, whatever you do, you're going to get tempted. Everyone is going to be. Do not sell. And the reason why I'm telling you not to sell is because if Bitcoin goes to 50 or 100 or 200 or 300,000, I know the temptation to purchase a home, to purchase a brand new car, it's going to be there. However, these people will be waiting on the other end to purchase your Bitcoin because they're greedy. And they know that a lot of people who never had money before, the temptation that will be there to sell your coins as soon as you see that new all-time high. It's going to happen. You're going to get extremely tempted, and they're just going to be sitting there waiting because they probably will already have 1,000 Bitcoin, 2,000 Bitcoin, 10,000 Bitcoin. And if you sell for them, that's going to be a really low price, 100,000, 200,000. That's nothing. These people are billionaires. So hold on to your coins as long as possible. I would say possibly wait till Bitcoin reaching anywhere between 1 to 5 million. I know that sounds insane, but just please be patient because these people will be waiting to take your coins off of your hands immediately. They will not hesitate to do it because remember, Bitcoin is a scarce asset. The temptation, like I said, is going to be there for you to sell. Unless you have, I would say, more than 10 Bitcoin, it probably won't be a good idea to do that. So if you don't have one yet, or if you don't even have 0.28 yet, just try to accumulate as much as possible. I would even go as far as to say, have some Bitcoin on the side that you're willing to spend, and have some Bitcoin that you're willing to not spend for the next 5 to 10 years. That would probably make the most sense. But anyway, let's take a look at our next story. Now, if you haven't seen this one's also pretty interesting. It says Grammy nominated hip hop star Logic dropped $6 million into Bitcoin last month. And this is going to be a trend. You're going to see a bunch of celebrities come out and saying, hey, they've taken a position in Bitcoin. They bought Bitcoin. We already know that Kanye West has frequently talked about Bitcoin. I could only assume Kim Kardashian and the whole Kardashian clan has Bitcoin. These people do not want to lose their wealth. They want to preserve their wealth as much as possible. They don't want to be regular people, because I'm pretty sure they have wealth advisors or financial advisors that's telling them, hey, this Bitcoin thing is going to be the next big thing. It's going to be the next world reserve currency. If not world reserve currency, it will be the internet currency of the world. Probably same thing as world reserve currency, because the dollar and all fiat is probably going to not do so well in the coming decade. But this is just to prove to you and show you that adoption is happening. People are buying it. Wealthy people are buying it. And that trend is not going to stop anytime soon. So just please be mindful of that. Because if he's openly saying, hey, he bought Bitcoin, guess what's going to happen when we get a price spike? More rappers, more celebrities, more hedge fund managers. All of these people are going to want a piece of the action. And guess what? There's not enough Bitcoin for all the millionaires in the world. There's not enough Bitcoin for the millionaires in the United States. So think about that. It's going to be a weird situation where we have a flippening, where you have people who are millionaires and potentially billionaires. But I'm pretty sure the billionaires are smart enough to at least start accumulating now. So you'll have millionaires who will become poor. And you'll have Bitcoiners who, hold on for dear life. And they will become the new millionaires and billionaires. It all depends on how long you're willing to hold on to your crypto without selling. So I would say if you can wait the next two halvings, which is 2024 and 2028, if you can wait till that next halving after that, which I believe is 2032, then you'll be fine. You'll make it to the promised land, because a lot of people will get tempted to sell at 200,000. It's going to happen. Or at 50,000, a lot of people are going to sell. They're going to have weekends and they're going to sell, and they're going to give it up to Logic and Stan Druckenmiller and all of these other wealthy individuals, or people with money, should I say. Let's take a look at the next story. It says report pandemic response pushed global debt to 272 trillion in Q3, 5 trillion in borrowing expected in Q4, says the Institute of International Finance. IIF says global debt will soar to a record 277 trillion by the end of 2020 as governments and companies continue to spend in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Already, the debt has ballooned by 15 trillion this year to 272 trillion. Through September, governments from developed markets account for more than half of that increase, according to the IIF's Global Debt Monitor. Now, this is just going to continue to spiral out of control, so just please pay attention to this, and please watch what's going on locally and globally, because that's going to be key. They're going to keep spending money and keep borrowing money, and it's not going to make any sense. This is why you have hedge fund managers, you have some celebrities interested in getting into the cryptocurrency space, because things are just going to be extremely bad this coming decade. So just pay attention to these things, because these things will affect you one way or the other. Let's take a look at the next story. It says hyperinflation and rent controls 2020's telltale sign of economic distress haunts many nations. It says if history serves us well, 2020 is likely a precursor to a long and dreadful economic depression throughout a myriad of countries worldwide. During the last year, economists and analysts have been discussing how specifically the United States economy and the US dollar are losing global dominance quite rapidly. While a few analysts believe the old adage, it could never happen here, many economists expect the increase of rent controls and hyperinflation to ravage the United States and many other powerful countries. So yes, that is unfortunately a thing, and all the world's central banks are printing a ton of money. Now, when this occurs, this creates a hyperinflation event, And I don't think we've ever had a situation where we had global hyperinflation. So things are going to get extremely bad. But this is why things like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies were created, to help you preserve your wealth and also to help you escape this ticking time bomb that's waiting to burst. And it's going to happen relatively soon. I think we just had a situation where the Dow just hit 30,000, which is completely insane. The stock market is performing exceptionally well during a global pandemic. Whether you want to believe it's real or not, that's up to you. But people are unemployed. Many businesses have closed. We're going to see an uptick in poverty and homelessness. So these things are not great things. These are horrible things that's transpiring. And, you know, next year I would hope that things would get better, but it doesn't look like it's going to. It's just really a sad state of affairs. Let's take a look at our next story. It says XRP price climb 123% in 30 days. Spark token airdrop pushes value higher. It says during the course of the week, digital currency markets have shown colossal gains, and one crypto asset in particular, XRP, has jumped significantly in value over the last 7 days. The distributed ledger token XRP climbed 25% upwards on Tuesday alone, and 7-day price stats show the coin has gained 123% as well. XRP has been stagnant for the past 2 years, and finally, it has started to perform well. It started to go up in price. I think we were stuck at like 23 cents for months. I have XRP still in my portfolio. My exit strategy is to at least take some profits when it possibly hits anywhere between $5 to $10. I'm going to take out my initial investment. I'm probably going to flip that into Bitcoin. That's if, you know, Bitcoin's price isn't ridiculously high by that time. But that is my particular exit strategy. Don't get me wrong, we're in a bull market. If you're going to dabble in other altcoins, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but there is opportunity there to make money. I think everyone should really be focusing on Bitcoin and not so much the altcoins, but the altcoins have been performing really good. So I can't lie, there's opportunities there. I personally wouldn't dabble in the altcoins unless you're trying to flip your money and then put that in Bitcoin, and that's fine. But you got to be careful, because we could just wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin could be $25,000, because the market is really that insane. But anyway, let's take a look at our next story. It says, can Bitcoin break all-time high and surpass 20K very soon? BTC price analysis. It says Bitcoin price has managed to shake off fears of a correction today and is continuing to print new highs. I wouldn't really say new highs. During the start of the European trading session this morning between 8 to 10, Bitcoin surged over $700 as a further 20 billion poured into the global crypto market. After hitting the first resistance at 19,100, as mentioned in our last analysis, bulls are now pushing to overcome the next wall of 19,300 as of writing these lines. If they're successful here, Bitcoin's all-time high price is just 2% away. I think we crushed that already, actually, from the time of, you know, this article came out. I think we went all the way up to 19,000, I think 19,500, or we went up to 19,700. It depends on where you get your crypto prices from. I think we really went extremely high, but I think we dipped back down just recently back to 18,000. So we're going to be trading sideways a little bit. It's going to be extremely volatile, but I expect us to break the $20,000 mark sometime, possibly, I would say, hopefully during this week. It could even be in a couple of hours, because this market is completely insane and it's going to get crazy. But expect that to happen. And let's take a look at our last story. It says SEC Chairman Clayton explains U.S. crypto regulation calls Bitcoin a store of value. It says the chairman of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has explained how the U.S. government is regulating cryptocurrency. He calls Bitcoin a store of value, noting that Its rise is driven by the inefficiencies of the current payment system. So that is extremely big that he's actually admitting that it is a store of value. And please believe he's probably scooping some up. Everyone is scooping some up. The people that don't know are still buying stocks. They're still trading options. They're still doing all of these things. They are clueless. Some people are aware, but they're not FOMOing into the market. Some of them may be buying $10 here, $10 there. That all adds up. But you have these billionaires, you have these celebrities, you have a lot of these politicians, you have people who are in the SEC. Please believe these people are loading up because they know it's coming. They know we're about to have this great reset that they keep talking about, or this fourth industrial revolution. It's going by many different names, but the bottom line is we're headed towards a digital economy. There's really nothing we can do about it except for buy Bitcoin. And that's really our only way out. So you either get with the program now and get Bitcoin, or you get forced into their central bank digital currencies where they can possibly implement negative interest rates. If you say anything outlandish on Twitter or YouTube or any other platform, you could potentially get your digital wallet frozen. It's just going to be a really crazy future that we're headed towards, and you want to protect yourself and your family and your wealth. Get Bitcoin before it's too late. Obviously not investment advice, do your own research, but that's just my investment opinion. Let's take a look at the current cryptocurrency prices. And as I stated before, Bitcoin is back at the 18,000s. So Bitcoin is 18,876.50. Ethereum has slid down. It's 592.80. XRP is 65 cents, which isn't bad. I think we went all the way up to 92 cents earlier in the week. Tether is $1. Bitcoin Cash is 342.05. Chainlink is 15.33. It's doing actually really well, even though it's down. Litecoin is 87.61. It's also doing great. Polkadot is 5.58. It's also doing pretty well, even though these are down. It's in red. Cardano is 16 cents, and I've been speaking about Cardano for quite some time. I think Cardano is a really good coin. I'm probably maybe might buy some more Cardano. Still, I think it's really undervalued. Binance Coin is 33.08. Stellar is 20 cents. Stellar is actually up right now, which is pretty surprising. Bitcoin SV is 202.94. Hex is, I guess you would say, like 3 cents or 0.3 of a cent. EOS is 3.48. USD coin is $1. Tron is like 3 cents. Monero is 135.43. It's actually been performing really well, even though it's in the red. Poseidon Network is 7 cents. Tezos is $2.63. And Crypto.com is 8 cents. And that's going to actually wrap it up for the top 20 cryptocurrencies. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. I'm on YouTube, Library, Bintlink.tv, and I'm also on Twitter, and I'm also on the Float app. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. So thanks for listening and watching, and I will see you guys and gals later.